Hello everyone. Thanks for watching Edupedia World videos. I am Neeti Saxena and I'll be taking the subject Principles and Practices of Management. This particular video will explain the bureaucratic theory, which is one theory categorized under the classical theory. This is a diagram which is showing you the evolution of management. How did the different management principles actually evolved? You can see that in 1890 scientific management theory came into picture, and then gradually administrative behavioral management theory, management science theory and organization environment theory have been formulated, because of which overall management principles have changed and new organizations have become very different from those traditional organizations. During and through the evolution of management, various theories were proposed by the scientists, which have been categorized into different theories: the classical theory of management, neoclassical theory, and the modern theory of management. In the classical theory of management, there are two broad categories: scientific management theory and organization theory. Scientific management theory I have covered in the part 1 of module 2. I request you, before actually viewing this video, you should definitely go through the video which is part 1 of module 2, because that covers the scientific management theory. If you understand scientific management theory and then you see this video, that will be more beneficial for you. This video would be covering the organization, one part of the organization theory, which is the bureaucratic theory. Administrative management is then further covered in the next part or the next video. So let's just start with the bureaucratic theory. Why did this bureaucratic theory came into picture? What were the reasons that Max Weber developed this bureaucratic theory? Before actually implication or the development of bureaucratic theory, European employees were loyal to a single individual rather than the organization or its mission. See, when these primitive organizations came into picture, the people or the employees, they used to come to the organization, work for their manager and leave. They never knew what is the vision and mission of the organization, what is the goal of the organization, why are we doing that particular work. Nothing was communicated to the employees. All they were told was what work they have to do. So there was no connection between the employee and the employer, and so the employees just used to work for a single individual, which was the manager, and they never had that orientation of working towards for the organization. Resources were used to realize individual desires rather than the organization goals. That again, the same thing, that resources were used and work was done only for the supervisor of the organization. The employees, they never had the concept of an organization in totality. So Max Weber said that apart from applying the uh, theories and the principles which were initially proposed by Fayol, Gilbert in scientific theory, he said that there are certain other rules also which should be developed in an organization. And what were the rules? He said the division of labor with clear definition of authority and responsibility should be introduced in the organization. So this was the first time that authority and responsibility words were used in management. He said that when you are standardizing the work and telling the individuals what they have to do, then also there should be proper demarcation of the work. That means if there are 5 employees in an organization, there should be proper division of labor. Every employee should be told that what work he has to do. There should not be any overlap between the responsibilities of 2 individuals in an organization, and a proper hierarchy should be set up in the organization so that people know whom to report to. So he proposed division of labor with clear definitions of authority and responsibility, and positions organized in a hierarchy of authority. Authority word is basically comes with power which is related to some specific position. So if you are an executive in an organization, then you have different authority. If you are working as a manager in an organization, you have a different authority. So he said that in an organization, different work should be allocated to different people, and with every work, responsibility and authority would automatically come to the employees. So with the authority, a hierarchy and different levels of hierarchy or different levels should be set up in the organization so that everyone knows whom to report to. Then he also said managers subject to rules and procedures that will ensure reliable, predictable behavior. He said that the manager should follow some particular rules and guidelines which are mentioned in the preamble of the organization. So when I say preamble of the organization, he proposed that every organization should have a rule book which tells you what are the do's and don'ts of the organization, and every manager should follow that particular rule book. When these rules are communicated to the employees, automatically their behavior would change. They would know what is desired from them and what is not desired from them. For example, if in the rule book it is written that everyone has to report at 9, and in case if they do not report at 9, some salary would be deducted from their account. So automatically their behavior would change, that they'll be punctual. He also said that management should be separate from the ownership of the organization. He said if there is an owner of the organization, management has to be separate from the ownership. It is not necessary that the owner is the only one who is controlling the employees. Even the manager and the subordinates should have some authority and should be given some kind of powers so that they can keep a check on the employees and they can regulate the working of the employees. He also said that administrative acts and decisions should be recorded in writing. He said that when certain decisions are made in the organization, these decisions should be recorded in a way that they should be documented. For example, if somebody has got some particular incentive, so it should be recorded that if 10,000 incentive was given, why was it given? What was the performance of the employee? So that in the coming times, if certain decision has to be made, it can be referred to those decisions which were made prior. He also said that personnel are selected and promoted based on technical qualifications. He emphasized that in an organization, if some kind of promotion is made, then that promotion should be made on the basis of the technical qualification that an individual has. It should be made on the basis of the performance of that particular individual in the organization, and that is the reason documentation of every work is important. So, in totality, we can say that when we talk about this bureaucratic theory which was given by Max Weber, it was the first time that bureaucracy was introduced in the organization. The term bureaucracy itself talks about rules and regulations, documentation, having a proper authority, proper hierarchical structure, proper reporting system. So, when this bureaucratic theory was implemented, there were a lot of changes which happened in the organization. Automatically, the work was streamlined. And because of the streamlining of the work, the productivity and efficiency of the organization increased. So, we can now say that once this scientific management principles, which was given by Fayol, Gilbert and Gantt, when they were introduced, and then after that when Max Weber introduced the bureaucratic theory, lot of changes happened in the organization, that the work was standardized, right person for the right job was selected, the standardized work procedure was communicated to the employees, training was given to the employees, employees were also given work based on their competencies, incentives were given to the employees. Overall, the employees felt more belong towards the organization because some kind of vision and mission was communicated to the employees. There was a rule book which was made. The rules were communicated to the employees so that the employees also came to know that what are the do's and don'ts of the organization. So because of all these changes that happened in the organizations, the overall productivity of the organization increased. With the end of this video, we can say that we've covered the bureaucratic theory. And in the part 1 of module 2, I covered the scientific management theory. So with the scientific management theory and the coverage of bureaucratic theory, there is only one theory which is left to be covered in classical management, which is the administrative theory. I request you to please go through the next part of module 2, which would cover the Fayol's principles. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you.